What's up, everybody? Little change of pace today. That's right, guys. We're going to change it up just a little bit today. So if you've been following along with us for a little while now, we were doing those walk around Wednesdays. I really enjoyed doing those because we could go through, we could show you everything we're working on because there's a lot of projects here. It's just too time consuming to be able to do 2 videos per week along with all the builds we're doing, especially having a couple of deadlines here or there. So I figured today we'd take a little bit of time. We'd go through the shop. I would just give you a quick tour of what all's going on, what we're working on. I'm in between 2 videos right now. I wasn't able to finish either one of those, so I'll show you kind of what we're working on with that. If you've been following along recently, you know we've been working on the 92 OBS crew cab truck. That's a truck we picked up from MTX Audio. They had it as one of their display trucks showing off their audio and all that good stuff. So we've done a full rebuild on it. It was a feature truck back in the early 2000s, and so she's been sitting up for a while, and well, she's seen better days for sure. We've basically went through and rebuilt the entire truck. There's even a lot of stuff that we haven't shown, refinishing some of the frame, doing some of that type of stuff. It had a lot of issues. The C-notch had some problems. The upper bars were bent, so we've been going through. We took care of some of that stuff as well, which we didn't show. We've went through, kind of checked everything on the truck. The last thing we have to do is go through the rear brakes because there's just some hardware back there loose, so we're going to pull all that off and go through and check everything. What we're working on right now with it is we're actually getting the ProCharger accessory drive on there, so that video is probably going to drop next week. This truck had a really big, wide accessory drive on it that came from Street Performance, which we used to use a lot until they closed down. I really like their products. But what we were doing with this is, since it was such a wide setup, we want to engine panel it in there, so we're trying to consolidate that accessory drive, get it a little bit tighter. That way we've got more room to kind of do some metal fab in there. Plus it was chewing up some belts, and by the time we went through trying to figure out what was going on, I figured, you know, we run ProCharger accessory drives on almost every car in here. We've never had an issue with any of them, and I thought probably good to go ahead and swap that up and put a ProCharger accessory drive on there, and we know we're not going to have any issues down the road. So a lot has happened to this truck. Flames, pinstriping, we've got one-off wheels being made for it now, Apex leather interior going in it, and this week is actually when we're going to shoot the 2 to 3 day interior build where we're going to get all the Apex leather in it and completely rebuild the sound system in MTX Audio, where we're going to run 610s, 2.8s in the front doors. We got a 4 6.5s, I believe, going in it, 4 MTX amps. They've got a new line and really cool stuff that I'm excited to show you. I would expect that video is probably going to drop in a few weeks. But let's take a quick walk around the shop. I'll just give you an update of what's going on. Also, we've restocked our shirts. You guys were killing it on the shirts. They were just flying out the door. So if you go down below in the description, we've got our link to our website, take you directly to the t-shirts. We've got new ones on there. We've got an OBS shirt coming, so stay tuned for that. That should be pretty cool. And this truck's also going to be out at Battle in Bama in about 4 weeks. So we've got a lot to do, but if you want to check it out, you can come out there, meet me, hang out with us, see the truck. Should be a good time. Also, our Facebook and Instagrams below. We post on there every single day. I don't think I've missed a day in 2 or 3 years probably. We've got a huge reach over there. So go check those out. We're just throwing in little snippets of kind of what we're working on through the day each day. So really good content over there. But let's take a walk around. I'll show you what we're working on. So here's the 92 OBS we've been working on. Go back, check out those videos. There's quite a few of them. We've been dropping them every Sunday. Went through, redid all the body work on the truck, took out all the bad spots in it, got it gapped out a little bit better, ended up doing some custom paint on it. We were trying to keep to the theme the truck had back then, but we ended up having to do so much to this truck, it ended up being nearly a full rebuild. So we definitely put our own swing on it, and it's turning out really cool. If you go back, you can see all the body work, all the prep to get it to this point, laying out the flames, how we did that, making patterns to transfer it, and then we hand pinstriped every bit of that. So lots went on into this truck. We've got the carpet that's done for it. We've got the seats that are finished up. So all that's looking really good. We've got the bushings in the control arms. We've got some of the chrome kind of redone and all new bushings in there and all that. Up front, we've got the accessory drive that's going in. You can see all of our Pro Charger goodies right there. That's looking really good. So this AC pump before was way over here, nearly into this fender well. Same thing with the alternator on that side. So you can see how much we've tightened this up. We've had to redo our AC lines and all that stuff to get everything happy there, but looking good. Going to be a full video coming on that. We did run into one thing when we were cleaning it up in here. Unfortunately, we were washing the firewall and realized all the paint across the firewall has released. So we thought we had all the paint taken care of, but it's just released from it. So we're gonna end up more than likely having to pull the engine out, strip down the firewall, and refinish all that too. I was hoping we were done with that, but unfortunately we're not. So this is coming along. Like I said, tons of videos on this, so go check it out. All of our MTX gear, getting ready for this week to go in there. So it's turning out really cool. Next up, we got our 35 Hudson. This is a really cool, kind of old schoolish street rod build, really low. We back half this car. Lots went into this one. We're trying to do a glass roof in it, and this should be at SEMA this year in the MTX booth. We're not doing a crazy audio system in it, but we are gonna do something just really nice, kind of elegant, I guess you would call it, classy looking in here, where we're gonna incorporate some of their sound stuff and just show it at just a high quality, I guess, as opposed to a whole lot of sound. We've got a lot going on with it. We've got the brakes that we're working on now. We've got the drivetrain in it. We fired it up. It's looking good. Unfortunately, we've been kind of waiting on the interior because we've had an issue with our glass. I ended up paying someone to do the glass for us, wrote them a check, said they had the glass. It's been ready to ship for a year, and anyway, we don't have any glass. So we finally just re-templated all the glass, sent it out to our local glass company who's cutting that for us now. So hopefully we'll get that in, get all the windows working, and kind of start progressing that interior. But we do have all the carpet in it. That's looking good. Got our design kind of drawn out on that side. We've got our upper panels we've got to build. So it's coming along, should be pretty cool. Got our Mustang just hanging out by the door so we can get it out and drive it. Our Sunbeam project is actually a pretty cool one as well. This is a really rare car. It's hard to get parts for. We're having to machine some stuff, so this one's taking a little longer than we would like, but it's just that you have to go through and almost make anything you need for it. So it's been a lot that's happened in this. It's gonna have an original look, but we have put a modern GM Ecotech in here. So that's really cool. We just finished all of our cooling tubes, got all those welded up and in. Working on the top now. All the wood bows were rotten, so we're gonna have to rebuild the bows. Just got the dash sprayed, and we should be starting interior pretty soon. For another one that I'm super excited about, this one should also be at SEMA this year in the Vim Tools booth. This car has turned out so awesome. I cannot wait to get it done. We're hoping to debut it at Triple Crown. What we're doing at the moment is we've got the drivetrain in. We're waiting on some stuff from American Powertrain for the transmission. We've mocked up our engine panels in here again because we're trying to figure out what we are going to hide behind the panel. So we do have to pull those out and still cut and buff them, along with paint the blower top and the valve covers. We're gonna wait to paint those until we've got everything kind of how we want it, just to make sure we don't scratch anything. We've got our flush glass just about ready to go in. We've got the dash test fit, so now we've got to pull it out and get it all finished up. Gonna throw a little color on the wheels pretty soon, and the grill's going together, but turning out really nice. Probably one of my favorite builds in the shop right now. So much metal fab has happened on this, and it's very subtle stuff. Bumpers are tucked into the fenders, same into the quarters. Valance is built. Scoops are sunk in about 1 inch. Strip rails are gone. Same thing on the hood. The scoops are sunk in on that. The whole bottom of the hood is also paneled, so that's looking really cool. Kendigget handles, gapped out, super nice. Loving this one. Excited for you guys to see it. This side of the shop, we've got our 68 Camaro, which we'll be getting on soon, and we've got our OBS, which we're hoping to have at SEMA next year. Got all of our engine panels, all that stuff's buttoned up under here. We're working on the grill now. We've got the design for the grill. I've sent that over to Fuller. He's helping us out. They're printing the grill now. If you've seen that rendering, it's got a really custom front end, which looks really, really cool. And it might be even something that we end up actually putting into production. We're gonna see. So Brian's got half the grill printed now. He's about to send that to us. We're gonna test fit it into the truck and then kind of map out where our headlights are gonna be, send that back to him, and then he's gonna print that grill for us, and we're gonna see how all that looks. We've also got our gauge panel being built right now. Our dash is looking good. We're figuring out our door panel. So everything's moving along on this one. So the plan is to hopefully have it done by the end of next year. Got our Charger grill. Got our C10 project that we're slowly chipping away at. Pretty excited about that one. That's gonna be one hell of a truck. Got our Corvette that we built around 20 years ago that just came back in basically for a service. Kind of touched up a few things, and really cool car. Raining. All right, so over in the body shop, we got the Woody wagon. We've made a lot of progress on this one. This is gonna be a really cool one as well. It's on a Scott's chassis. When they built the chassis, they didn't have the information they needed for this exact car, so they built one that they thought was similar, and it is very similar, but there ended up being a few things that were different, like where the drivetrain mounts and some stuff like that. So we've got the drivetrain ordered now, which is going to be a 427. So we're waiting on that to fit it in to see if we have to move anything on the chassis and position that engine. Then hopefully that'll be buttoned up. We've got all the wood that we've removed, repaired everything under it. We've gapped the wood out, we've blocked it. We've got some nice crisp edges on here now. So all that's looking really good. All the floors done, our rockers are done. All of our rust repair, we've made all those panels. So now what's left is we're gonna gap out the doors a little better, which they are gonna have a little bit of fab work just to be able to get the good tight gaps like we like to have. And then we're gonna figure out doing some sort of different hood hinges, some billet hinge. They don't make anything for this car, so we're gonna have to get a little bit creative to figure out what we're gonna do there. But this one's coming along. Over here, we've got our Bronco that's just went into final prime. We're fitting up the fender flares right now, getting those finished up. And we ended up ordering a brand new top for this one. The top that was on it was in really bad shape, so we were going back and forth with the owner if we were gonna repair that or take a chance on getting a new top, which, you know, it'll need some work as well. But we went that route. That just came in, so we should be able to start fitting that. We've got our C10 build that we're doing. We just got all the new bed in from Auto Metal Direct. We were waiting on the header panel. We just got that. So now we can start doing all the bed. We're gonna fit up a new core support. We've got a grill on the way to test fit. So we've got a little ways to go on this, but some of this has went into final prime, I hope. And then we've got our square body C10 that we've been slowly working on. And what we just rolled into the body shop is this Trans Am. So we've had this car here for a little while. The owners were trying to decide what they wanted to do with it. This is one they bought at Mecum. It was one of those that looked really good, like it was in really good shape, and then once they got it, turned out it was not in very good shape at all. So what we're attempting to do with this one is we've got brand new drivetrain. We've got an LS3, about 650 horse, automatic transmission. We're gonna get all of this cleaned up, repainted. We're gonna rewire the car, new brakes, new suspension, new wheels, but we're gonna try to save the paint. It's not the greatest paint, but it is good to be able to go out and beat up on it, and if you scratch it or ding it, it's not gonna be the end of the world. So they do wanna try to save the paint and save that expense, but do everything else and have a car they can really go thrash on. So what we've got going now is Ben's been working on the floor. We're getting all the floor cut out, new AMD panels going in. We've got to make some panels up front, and we're going to do our best to try to stay off the paint. And we've got a trunk floor from Auto Metal Direct that's about to go in here as well. So we're going to try to get all this metal taken care of, and then we're going to start stripping down that engine compartment, start refinishing everything, get the bottom of the car cleaned up. Should be a fun car to go beat up on. And we've got our 78 Camaro over here. We've been fitting up panels, trying to get all of the panels that never fit very well fitting nice. All that's looking good. Bumpers are looking good. We've got flush glass that we just fit up in the car. That's gonna look nice. This was going more of not quite original, but close. and now the owner has kind of changed some things, so we're starting to modify a little bit. Going to do aftermarket suspension. We've now shaved the doors. A lot of cool stuff that's going to happen with this one, so I'm really excited about where it's headed now. And over here we've got the console out of the OBS where it did have inverted 12s. Now what we're doing is a 10 that's going to sit in there just traditional. So I've been working, I built the rings, I'm getting everything fiberglass now. We're going to start the filler work and then get the console finished up. And last but not least is our Firebird. So this one's pretty cool, LS3 in here. We did everything to look original. So the paint looks original, the interior's original, other than Dakota gauges. The original wheels that are on here, we're actually having the company that's building the OBS wheels, they're gonna build this wheel for us in an 18. So that should look really good. So we're trying to stay with that original look. One thing the owner did want to do, he wanted to add some sort of stripe to it. He wanted something custom, but not completely over the top. So what we've done, I've got some of this mask up. You won't be able to see it, but we're doing something similar to kind of like what a hockey stripe would be like on a Camaro. We've changed it up a little bit, obviously. So what this is going to do, just to give it a little custom look, is in here is another stripe that's going to stay white. And that stripe's going to get shadowed to make it look like it's sitting on top of the stripe we've pulled out. This is going to be a silver pinstripe, then blue, then the white that's going to sit on top. And then we've got, you can see the tape going through here. These are little blocks where there's going to be spaces where it looks like the stripe is breaking up. We're going to have that shadowed, and then it's going to come back together, and that should look pretty cool. All right, so just a real quick walk around. I wanted to show you guys what we're working on. Next week, we should be bringing you the ProCharger accessory drive on the OBS. We're going to have the interior in that coming up soon, and then heading out to Battle in Bama. Also, that stripe that we're laying down on the Firebird, I'm also videoing all of that, so should have that one coming pretty soon as well. So, like I said, if you go down to the description, everything for our t-shirts are down below. We've restocked those, and they're ready to head out. So go check all that out. Check the links out down below, and appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate all the nice comments. I see the growth in the channel, which is looking good. Hopefully we can move some of our other social media over to YouTube. Since we have such a big reach over there, I'm hoping we can kind of start pushing some over here, and we'll keep bringing you these videos. But anyway, we appreciate it a bunch, and we'll see you next time.